Cheryl Dorsey is a retired LAPD police sergeant. She joins me now, and I'm curious because you know this world and you know what this means, and especially when you talk about the fact that cash bail disproportionately burdens the poor often black and brown. You're kind of right in the middle, so you're the perfect person. Why don't we first of all talk about what the current system looks like right now, and then what's replacing it? I believe we have a full still we can pull up and show. Currently, right now, what is it? 10% you have to provide?
Correct. And that involves property as well, if you have property to put up to meet that 10% threshold. And so not everyone is a property owner.
Yeah.
Not everyone has, if your bail is $50,000, 10% is still a lot of money.
And if you don't have it, then you sit in jail.
Absolutely. And we know what happens when you can't make bail. We know what happened to Sandra Bland. She sat in jail, and I'm sure she was fuming because she thought, $500, I'm going to be out of here in a matter of seconds, right? Mm-hmm. And to not be able to come up with that, it's a burden on families. And we know, I know that officers, that thing contempt of cop, where we'll arrest somebody on a Friday and put you in jail for something we know is a DA reject, because you're going to sit there all weekend because you can't make bail, or maybe longer. And so my only concern about this is there's still room for foolishness.
So you sort of are with ACLU, pardon me, I'm getting all my letters mixed up. You're with the ACLU because they're concerned that there is still room for racial bias in sort of the pretrial events that happen.
Well, listen, anytime you have humans involved, there's always room for that human factor, right? That human error thing, because people are going to be making this assessment. Real live human beings are going to decide whether or not you're a risk. And so if the risk is based on you committed a violent felony, I think it should also include what's your criminal history like, because the fact that you're accused of a violent felony doesn't mean that you're a bad person, depending on the officer who put that violent felony on you.
Fair point. From what we understand, this new law will basically look at a nonviolent offender and determine if they pose a risk or not. And then they're actually going to have the counties set up these risk assessment agencies. And that's where you're concerned, right? You're concerned because those risk assessment agencies will send their assessment on to the judges, who will then determine what happens.
Correct. And so, there's a way to avoid some of that oversight, right?
Yes.
Just have managerial oversight over the people that are making the assessments.
Do you get a sense that other states are watching California to see how this goes?
I'm certain, because, much like, the LAPD, we're a big department. California is fairly progressive, and so I think people are looking to see how this is going to work, and probably more importantly, hoping that there's problems with it, so they can say, well, see, this is why you wouldn't want to ever do that.
The other way you could do it is, if there's problems, figure out how to fix them.
Absolutely,
because there's that. We hope that. I'm always a Pollyanna. What can I say? Yeah. Cheryl Dorsey, always a delight to talk to you.
Thanks for
being here to react to this.